Hi, boys and girls. Yesterday, I asked you to look at the informative writing you had, the books that you have that are nonfiction books. And we were taking a look at these books to see what kinds of things we noticed that we saw in these books. Informative writing and stories are pretty different things when you look at them in a book. They have different features. What are some things that you noticed that you saw in these books? Sometimes, or most often, you might see real pictures. When you guys are doing your informative writing, you probably won't be able to draw or take real pictures with a camera. But often, authors of informative writing do use real pictures. If this book is about sharks, it will have a picture of a shark. If it is about a tree, it will have a picture of that kind of a tree. So often, informative writing has real pictures. You may have also noticed that under those pictures are words that tell us about those pictures. Those words are called captions. A caption is usually a group of words that tells you what is happening in the picture. So when you see a picture in a book and it has words underneath it, what you're looking at is a caption. And informative writing usually has captions on their pictures. Another thing that you probably are seeing are diagrams. If you remember, a diagram is a picture with labels, and those labels tell us what we're looking at. So you'll see diagrams. For example, if you were looking at a picture of a shark, it's going to show you the parts of the shark, where its teeth are, its fins, all the different parts of a shark. Can you think of any other things you see? You may also see charts. We haven't talked a lot about charts, but a chart is basically set up to show bits of information, usually to make a comparison or provide information. I also think of charts as something that is kind of like when we are doing a graph. For example, when you guys voted on how I carved my pumpkin, we made a graph. Charts are something like that. They can have graphs or they can have words, but they show us information. So you might see charts. New words. When you study something and you study it really well, you often learn new words that are associated with what you are studying. So if you are reading a book about sharks, it might have a new word, dorsal fin, or words, dorsal fin. The dorsal fin is that fin that sticks out of the water when the shark is swimming that you see. So that might be a new word to you, new vocabulary. Often when you read a nonfiction, informative piece of writing, there will be new words. And those words will teach you something new about what you're reading on. So today, I want you to spend a little more time looking at informative writing. There is not an assignment today, it's an exploration. I want you to pull books out that you have at home that are informative writing nonfiction books that are basically made to teach you something. And I want you to look and see if you can find some of these things. We'll probably add to this list tomorrow. So see if you can find anything else. Informative writing. We know that often, and just remember that these things aren't always the case, but these are things that you see often or most of the time. But they often have real pictures, captions. Remember, that's the words under the pictures explaining the picture. They can have diagrams or labeled pictures that show you the parts of something. They can have charts that give us information, and they can have new words. Tomorrow, we'll talk a little bit more about what else we're seeing in informative writing. Today, I want you to get out your books that you looked at yesterday, and I want you to see if you can find any of these things. I also want you to look and see if there are any things that you see in your informative books that we don't have on our list. All right. Have a great day. Bye-bye.